Hi friends, today we're going to take a look at the new read and select vocabulary question on the Duolingo English test. It looks like this on the exam. This is the new format of the read and select question that was introduced in 2024. And your job is simply to decide whether the word you are shown is a real English word or not. Sounds straightforward enough, I know, but it can get a little bit tricky. So in this lesson, I'm going to give you some useful tips and strategies to help you to do well on this question type. And on top of that, I've prepared practice questions for you. Okay, then let's start by taking a look at some of the key points of this new read and select vocabulary question so you understand it fully. So as I mentioned, your job is simple. You have to decide whether a word is a real English word or not. And as you can see here, you make this decision by simply clicking yes or no. But what is a real English word? This is something my students ask me a lot. What is considered a real English word? Well, it's quite simple. A real English word is a word with a meaning attached to it. For example, these words you see on the screen here are real words because they have meaning. Now, the unreal or fake English words are fake because they do not have any meaning attached to them. So like these words you can see on the screen here, even though they look like real English words because they do follow the correct English spelling patterns, they are not real because they have no meaning attached to them. Another question I get asked a lot is about the grading. For this question type, there is partial grading and negative marking. To explain that simply, if you make a couple mistakes, you will not be scored 0 for this question type. Rather, there is partial grading, which means, of course, there is some sort of negative marking taking place. If you get an answer wrong, your score will drop a little bit. But you don't have to worry. If you make 1 or 2 mistakes, you will not be scored 0 for this question type. For frequency, you will get one set of between 15 and 18 words. And for each word, you only have 5 seconds to decide whether it's a real word or not. And the subscores this question type contributes to are your literacy and comprehension subscores. Okay, now you understand this question type well, let's jump into some tips and strategies to help you to do well when you're taking your exam and for your preparation. My first tip is for you to only select yes to the words you are confident are real English words. And you should avoid selecting yes on words you do not know. Basically, it's almost impossible to guess whether a word is real or not. If you know it is because you know the meaning, select yes. Otherwise, I think it's best for you to assume that it's not a real word. For example, this word here looks just like a real English word, but like I said, it has no meaning attached to it, so it's not a real word. Don't select yes for all of the words. Of course, this might seem obvious to you, but some of my students ask me this question. Can you just select yes on all of the words? And of course, the answer is no, you can't do that. Because even though you will choose all the real ones, you'll also choose all of the fake ones, which will lower your score. Now, since you only have 5 seconds per word, you don't have time to think. So instead, you should act instinctively. And the next word appears as soon as you've answered, as you can see here. Or if you do not answer and let the time limit run out, you will also automatically go to the next word. Of course, if you don't answer yes or no, then your answer will be scored as incorrect. This one is very important. Don't get stressed. You will not be scored 0 if you make 1 or 2 mistakes. I've actually met a lot of students that get really stressed out if they make 1 mistake or are not sure if they've answered correctly or not. And if you get stressed out, you'll not be able to perform at your highest level. So if you make 1 or 2 mistakes, try to stay calm and stay positive. Don't get too stressed out about it. For preparation, you should be focusing on building your English vocabulary. That's the only way to prepare for this question type. There are lots of ways you can build your English vocabulary. You can read books, watch TV shows, use the Duolingo app, or you can also look at word lists like the one you can see here from the Oxford Learner's Dictionary. I'll put a link to this below in the video description. Word lists like these are helpful because the vocabulary is usually put into levels. The ones you can see right here are considered a B2 level. So what you could do is go through these words on this word list and just check off how many you know. Then you can compare it to the Duolingo scoring criteria. So the Duolingo test equivalent to a B2 English level is somewhere between 100 and 125. And of course, you should be practicing every day. By practicing every day, you'll get used to the test format and thinking quickly in English, which is something you have to do for this question type. And you can practice by using this YouTube video right now because I have prepared practice questions for you. And I have organized these words into sets of between 15 and 18, just like you'll have on the Duolingo English test. Okay, that's enough talking from me. Let's get to this practice. I hope this is helpful and I'll see you at the end of the video. So you just finished set number 1. Was it easy or was it difficult? Please let me know below in the comments. And I want to let you know that if you would like to practice this question type in a more interactive way, then head over to my website, detready.com. You can practice thousands of questions on this practice platform, and of course, you can check your answers immediately. DET Ready has all of the questions on the Duolingo English test, including the newest ones that were introduced in 2024. So if you're interested, there's a link below in the video description, or head straight over to detready.com. Okay, here is set number 2. Thank you so much, and now I recommend you watch this speaking video here because it will help you to describe a photo in English, which is not an easy